Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're talking about my spring forecast number one, 2022. In today's video, a year ago today, we made my spring forecast 2021. I'm actually filming this a few days before and posting it the day of a year ago, our last spring forecast, our first spring forecast last year. So, yeah, um, here it is, what we're going to be doing today. First, my temperature forecast, second, my our precipitation forecast, and third, my overall forecast. And then I put this down at the bottom. This is far out forecast, so stuff will change, and stuff will likely change, especially if something happens to the La Nina, El Nino change, could definitely change these maps and stuff. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Takes a while to make these, like probably about 2 hours to make these, so please subscribe and like. It would help a lot. So yeah, let's get into today's video here. We see I put most of the people here in the above average um, temperatures because it's looking very warm. According to the models, they've been showing warm air in this region, um, especially for down here. That's what's typical in a La Nina. Um, the Climate Prediction Center did say there's about 50% chance of a La Nina to continue into the spring. So yeah, let's show our second layer here. This area I'm very confident in above average temperatures. It's looking very likely, especially right in here, that will get above average temperatures. Also over here, you can see above average temperatures. It shows most of this area will be above average for temperatures, typical in a La Nina, to see warm temperatures down here, cold temperatures right up here, and during the spring, if that does happen, we'll have to watch for severe weather, maybe somewhere in here. So yeah, um, let's now look at our cool air here. Our fifth below average. Right up here, it's showing up here that it'll be pretty below average most of the spring. Um, Later you go in the spring, the more warmer you guys might get. At the beginning of spring, it's looking likely that you'll be below normal, according to what it's been showing on the models. So yeah, we're going to watch that. We also have a second layer for you guys up there. I'm very confident that this area up here, shaded in the second layer of blue, will see below normal temperatures. Showing that it's going to be very, very cold. Most of that area will be cold most of the months. It shows maybe 1 month of near average or above average. So at least it's showing at the moment. So this is the temperature forecast. Now let's move on to our precipitation forecast. Okay, so now we are looking at my precipitation forecast. It shows most of this region here. It's kind of a weird layer here that I added, but it shows this area will be above average on the models here, especially up here. It shows it's still going to be wet after winter. So it's going to be wet at least the first start of spring. But later on in the spring, you guys may become less wet up here. It's looking very likely that this area over here will be very wet during the spring. It's showing on the models here. So yeah, this is the one layer over here. It's typical usually in La Nina because we usually see um, quite a bit of rainfall right over here. So that's why we have the first layer here, our second layer, sorry, for this region, because it's showing it's going to be pretty above average in precipitation. At least the start of spring. Later on, we go in spring, it might be less precipitation. So yeah, let's look at our other second layer here. As I was talking about just a little bit ago, it's right in this region. It's kind of a weirder layer. Goes all the way down to Chicago, and it's showing that this area will be pretty above average. It looks like it will see a lot of precipitation probably right around that region. So at least it's showing right now. That might mean some severe weather potentially in some of these areas for the spring. So yeah, it's looking very likely that we'll see rain around this region unless things change. Um, Now let's look at the below average precipitation. And we see most of the southern U.S. is in it, extends from all the way to California, all the way up to Maine. This layer, as you can see, because it looks like this area will be at least a little bit dry. Doesn't look like you guys will get much precipitation right in these regions. So according to what's showing on the models, um, so yeah. Let's also put in my second layer here. This area I'm very confident will see below normal precipitation. It's showing that in typical usually in the La Nina. We're going to continue to see that after winter. You're going to have a pretty dry spring to it, looks like, so you guys won't really get any relief from not much precipitation. So according to what's showing, and it's really typical in La Nina where we have dry air down here, and then we see usually precipitation right around this region and up here, and sometimes dry around these regions. Let's also add in our other area of second layer. It looks like this area will be pretty dry, it looks like, for spring. I was trying to decide if I wanted to add the second layer for these regions, and I did. So yeah, I add the second layer. That's because I'm pretty confident that it will be dry for most of these regions. Okay, so let's move on to our overall forecast here. We're not adding our severe weather forecast. That'll come in on a later forecast because I'm not ready to add that in yet. So yeah, but here we are. Now we're gonna start the northwest like usual. Cool and wet. It's looking like you guys will see above average precipitation, below average temperatures, meaning that's probably gonna be cool and wet right around that area. So during the spring. Just east of there we have mountain snow. It looks like we'll still continue to see maybe some mountain snow right around this region. There might be less mountain snow with the heat, above average heat, and some less um, precipitation, so we might not see much mountain snow in this region during the spring, but we could see some mountain snow, especially at the start. Later on we go into spring, usually we don't see as much mountain snow, especially at the end of spring. South of there we see dry. It looks like this area will be mainly dry, just like winter. It's looking likely that it will be dry for the spring. So yeah, that's why I have you guys in the dry layer. Let's go north all the way to stormy up here in the dark green. Up here is looking very stormy with the above average precipitation. So yeah, looks very stormy right around that area. South of there we have severe weather likely. This is an area that usually see severe weather during the spring, as you can see. So you will likely see severe weather with the cold air coming in, warm air for this part of the U.S., meaning severe weather possible for most of this area. So with those cold fronts that come through, um, if it happens to La Nina, if it changes to El Nino, this will likely change. But if it's La Nina, then the cool air will come down toward the U.S., then there will be warm air here, and that could cause severe weather for portions of these regions here. So that's why I put severe weather likely. This is the area we usually see severe weather in, especially in Dixie Alley at the start of spring usually. So yeah, let's go south of there to very warm. This area looks like it's going to be very warm for parts of the spring. So yeah, according to what's looking like, below average precipitation, above average temperatures. So it's like very warm, and it'll probably be mostly dry for most of these regions. It's looking like, so yeah. And then we go north of there, a little dry. It looks like this area will be just a little dry during the spring. Looks like sometimes you may have a chance of rain, especially toward these regions here. Because the more you go up here, the more dry it looks. Um, there may be some rain at times, so yeah, just wanted to make that clear here. So yeah, okay. So thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe because I work hard on these videos that take quite a while to make. So please consider liking and subscribing. It would help a lot. Also, create direct weather for the way I present these forecasts. Subscribe to him. He makes very great forecasts too. You should go subscribe to him. My social media, the Discord server, link in the description if you want to go see that. So yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. And see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.